for a brighter future. Don't wait. Contact Steamfitters Local 601 today and start your journey toward a rewarding career with more opportunities. Visit steam601.org to learn more. Steamfitters Local 601, keepers of the craft, powering Wisconsin.
George, you just had an incredible shift. What's it like turning those double play meal deals like nobody's business?
George, any thoughts on your next shift?
George, what's your secret? Hold on, folks. Let's give our star a moment. He's been busy making double play meal deals all day long. There you have it. Sounds like the secret is George Webb's double play meal deal. 7 crave-worthy cheeseburgers and 2 fries. Available all season long, so you can fuel up for every game. George Webb. Our kitchen is always cooking.
Introducing the newest carbless flavor,
Mango Vodka. Flavored with the essence of the ripest, freshest mangoes, Carbless Mango Vodka will transport your taste buds to a sunny beach getaway. New flavor, still the same carbless crafted cocktails with 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and only 100 calories. Enjoy a refreshing vodka cocktail without the guilt. 4 packs of the new Carbless Mango Vodka cocktail are available in stores near you. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and escape with every sip.
Nursing students often endure long wait lists, but Concordia University, Wisconsin assures entry into their nursing program upon acceptance. Broad exposure prepares CUW students for diverse nursing specialties with hands-on clinical experience in hospitals and other healthcare settings, leading to high job placement rates for graduates. CUW provides a faith-based education with a focus on holistic care. Graduates are prepared to address patients' physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. Your journey awaits at cuw.edu/bucks.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
A dud to the end of the road trip. The Brewers dropped the last 2 games to the Diamondbacks. They dropped the series. The hot streak has cooled off, and they are back to an even 500 at 8-8 on the season. Tonight they fall by a 5-2 final. I'm Dom Cotroneo. We'll have Craig Kashan with us in a moment to break it all down. You can text us. You can call us. 855-616-1620 is the phone number. Again, 855-616-1620. But let's go ahead and start things off with the highlight recap.
Ready for this?
out of here!
This?
One of the catches of the year!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Brewers Diamondbacks, rubber game and a matchup of opening day starters, Freddie Peralta and Zach Gallen. Brewers started off fast in this one. Turang a leadoff single, and with 2 outs and 2 strikes on William Contreras, the first backbreaker of the year.
Gallen's pitch is a high fly ball left field. Back at the track, it is gone! William Contreras, a curveball hammered out to left. His 3rd home run of this road trip. And RBIs 9 and 10 on the trip for William. 2-0 Crew on a blast to left from the Brewers catcher.
Spoiler alert, that would be really it for the offense tonight for the Crew. A first inning 2-run shot. We'll explain later. Meanwhile, the Brewers ace, Freddie Peralta, he was navigating traffic all game long. He didn't have his first 1-2-3 inning until the 4th, but he left 1 stranded in the 1st, 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, another 1 in the 5th, and that's when you started to see a little bit of fatigue start to kick in that 5th inning. A leadoff double from Tawa, a sacrifice bunt got him to 3rd, and then he scored on a wild pitch. We go to the 6th inning, though. This is when things got hairy. A leadoff bloop single by Josh Naylor on a ball that maybe should have been caught. Then a walk to Gurriel. The walks really came back to bite Freddie Peralta today. He gets a strikeout of Suarez, so there's 1 out, runners on 1st and 2nd, but another walk to McCarthy, and it leads the way for Tawa with the new right-hander on the mound, Nick Mears.
Pitch to Tawa is a fly ball left center. Long run in for Chourio and Mitchell. It'll be Mitchell making the catch. He collides with Chourio. Naylor will tag from 3rd and come home and score and tie this game at 2. Mitchell held on despite the collision.
I mean, you weren't able to throw off on the sacrifice fly. You never know if you would have had a chance to get Naylor, but nonetheless, the game is now tied. Mears would get the next batter. Brian Hudson came for the 7th inning. A leadoff single off the lefty, Corbin Carroll, the guy he was in there to face. Then he balks, allowing the runner to get to second base. And after that balk, Geraldo Perdomo drops down a sacrifice bunt. So a man on third, 1 out. They intentionally walked the pinch hitter Randall Grichuk. Men on the corners and Josh Naylor at the plate. And the crowd got back into this one.
Coming. Naylor swings and grounds it up the middle and into center field for the go-ahead base hit. Scoring from third, Carroll. First to third goes Grichuk. The throw there well offline by Mitchell. Good catch by the third baseman Dunn. And the Diamondbacks have scored 3 unanswered. They lead it 3-2 in the home 7th inning.
In fact, they would score 2 more runs in the 8th inning as well, both unearned because of the error that Tawa reached on and then scoring with 2 outs in that frame. That made it 5-2. The Brewers did get the tying run to the plate against A.J. Puck after a hit batter and a walk, but both Terang and Churio would strike out to end the contest. So the Brewers dropped the series and the game. Today's final was 5-2. Shortcomings from the offense. Freddie Peralta ran out of gas. We'll break it all down next here on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
April Brewers action rounds out with the matchup against the Tigers and Athletics. Catch the series opener April 14th as the first 10,000 fans get a Brewers t-shirt designed by Unfinished Legacy. Then get Brewers collectibles at back-to-back games against the Athletics. First up, Peanuts Night on April 18th, featuring a Franklin Bobble with special tickets. And don't miss a Brewers football jersey for the first 25,000 fans April 19th. Get set for an action-packed April at Brewers.com.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers fall. Rory McIlroy won, though. Spoiler. Sorry if you DVR'd it. Fun finish to that one. Brewers Extra Innings rolling on here on WTMJ. Looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs? Look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Member FDIC. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Craig Kishan is with us now. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Well, Craig, you can't win them all, but you felt like these last 2 days, the Brewers left a lot out there. They had opportunities, and yet they're the ones going home without the series win. They were 2 outs away yesterday, and they were 3 innings away today, but that's baseball. They'll dust themselves off and get ready to face a defending Cy Young Award winner tomorrow, so it doesn't get any easier. But just overall takeaways of facing a quality opponent with the Diamondbacks but coming up short.
Well, I mean, I think really in all phases of their game here this weekend, maybe even going back to that when they gave up all those runs in the eighth inning in Colorado when they had a chance to sweep that one. They're just not all in sync. Starting pitching's been, pretty good. The bullpen's been pretty good up until now, but you have one meltdown, and then sometimes that's just going to cost you the game, and you just can't come back from it. And we've seen that a couple of times on this road trip. And then I think today, the offense was very quiet. I mean, if they don't get Contreras' 2-out home run in the first inning, they're getting shut down because they basically, got shut down the rest of the way and didn't mount many threats. And then I think lastly for me, Dom, I really think right now the defense is just off the mark. They're running into each other. They're not making, throws they should be making. And it's not to the point of it's totally costing you the game, but late in the game, you gotta sharpen it up if you're going to be playing 1-run games or have just a 2-0 lead. And those are the things that we're just used to seeing. And I think at times for me early on the season, we're just not seeing the same Brewers from a year ago. And I think, quite honestly, that's hard to take in a certain way because we know what they're capable of. But this roster has changed a little bit. The pitching staff has certainly changed a little bit. Guys aren't in full sync yet. Some veterans haven't, come through at the plate yet. We're still trying to get some rookie or second-year players to, get to the major league way of succeeding. And it just isn't in sync yet, in my opinion, in a lot of ways. Still a very, very good ball club and capable of a lot, but they're just out of sync right now.
Yeah, I felt like the Brewers got a taste of their own medicine today and yesterday with the Diamondbacks in the way that they worked counts. They weren't chasing all that much. The walks, I could talk about Geraldo Perdomo's at-bats ad nauseum from what he did this week, what he did at the Brewers, how impressive he was. It felt like every little mistake where the Brewers were just maybe a step late on a read or maybe made a mistake. I mean, look at the eighth inning, right? A 1-out innocent error, but on an 0-2 pitch, leads with 2 outs to an intentional walk, a stolen base, another walk to Perdomo, and then with an 0-2 count on Thomas, it couldn't put him away. He pulls the single through the right side. It's just like the little things added up all series long, and ultimately, it was I've used this phrase before, I'll use it again, it was a credit card series where it just felt like every time, starting with yesterday's game, starting with pulling Chad Patrick from the game in the 5th inning, that was a credit card swipe. And every time they swiped, they didn't realize interest was accruing. And, it came due. They had a really big payment due in the 9th inning yesterday. And then today, when Freddie Peralta lost, they were depending on Freddie to get through 6 innings today, but the walks came back to bite him and the hit batters and the pitch count was high. And that credit card payment came due. And then knowing you didn't have all the guys you had available came due. It's just all of that came at once, and the Brewers got beat, and the Brewers did not play to their standard, and now they're back to 500.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. And, there's only a certain credit limit on that credit card, right, before your time and your money runs out. And certainly they can't pay for a lot of the things that you and I are talking about right now on that credit card. You can't pay that off. You can't make that end of the week payment on that thing. So you're right. I mean, there's just some things that you'd like to have them cash in on right now, and they've done it in the past. They've done it at times this season. But in baseball, you can't do it every single game. It's just, I think last night too, Dom, in all honesty, I mean, these guys are human. That 5-run 9th inning still, I would imagine, haunted this club a little bit today and may have thrown them out of sync the way we saw them. It could be a little bit, some guys, who knows? But that was a 9th inning you don't see come roll around very often, and when you lose a game like that. So good thing they're done now. They're coming home. They got a tough opponent, another Cy Young Award winner on the mound to deal with tomorrow night. But road trips are tough. They split it. They'll take a split on the road any trip, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. But let's go a little more specific in the next segment. Now you got a little more than 2 weeks of a sample size. Are we worried? Are we concerned? Are we monitoring some guys? We'll go down the lineup card here and try to figure out what's going on with a few key members of the Brewers offense on the pitching side, whatever it may be. That's coming up next here on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
From sliding framed, semi-frameless, or frameless glass shower doors to heavy all-glass custom enclosures that can be built to fit any opening, at Less's Glass, we cover all the bases. But our biggest strength isn't only our selection. It's in our installation experience. We've been around nearly 40 years, and you only last that long if your installers leave the job the way your customers expect it to be left. Other places can sell you a glass shower enclosure, and some of those big guys may even be able to do it for a little cheaper. But the question you need to ask yourself is, will the job be done right? So remember, paying for quality only hurts once, but it does feel good when you get what you expect. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
UW-Madison is one of the country's leading hubs for supporting life-changing research and building a skilled workforce. An investment in UW-Madison helps make a healthier Wisconsin, build strong businesses, and win the war for workforce talent, not just at Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW5 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in the Wisconsin state budget. That's uwalumni.com/UW5. Paid for by the Wisconsin Alumni Association.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
A few texts that have rolled in. Brewers Extra Innings, they fall 5-2. This one from the 262. Frustrating series loss. Did all the little things wrong. I agree with that. Could point to the offense, but we got to Burns and had an early lead on Gallen. Would really like to see Craig Yoho on this team. Doesn't miraculously solve all the team's issues, but with a tax bullpen and then a few guys being unreliable to this point, having a guy as nasty as Yoho would make a tremendous impact on this series. Let's start there quickly. Craig Yoho, I said this the other night. I think he's going to be pitching in the big leagues by the end of April because the Brewers, quite frankly, need it. He's going to pitch in the big leagues this year. I'm in the favor of sooner as opposed to later. I don't know what they're really waiting for, and quite frankly, he also hasn't pitched since Thursday. Let me go to the AAA box score here real quick while you answer, but Craig Yoho, without a doubt, would certainly help this team right now, and I'm ready to see him get a shot.
Well, I got to believe that they're going to be doing something as soon as tomorrow. Trevor McGill said today before the game that he's going to get a second opinion on that sore knee that he already had one MRI on. Not sure what the full results of that was, but he certainly was off in yesterday's game, so he didn't pitch today. So we'll see when he gets back Monday if that might be something right there, and if that's a start there, that's your closer. So they're going to have to figure out a way, and they have capable guys and everything. But there's some guys in that bullpen right now that you could clearly see get replaced and work on some things. So I say bring him up as well. I mean, if it's the hot ticket and he's ready to go and he's had, like you were talking last night after I was done with you on the radio, just about the whole service time thing has passed. So bring him up, man.
Yeah, he pitched 1 inning today, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no runs yet again. 2 more swings and misses on the changeup. 5 out of the 8 were strikes as well. Don't know what we're waiting for there, but we'll see him sooner as opposed to later. Real quick, though, I want to go down some of this roster and just see what the heck is going on with some of this team, because it's not at the point of, okay, yes, this is enough of a sample size to make a decision on the team. No, that's not what I'm trying to make at here. Generally, once you get to like 125 plate appearances, that's when it really starts to be quote-unquote sticky, in the words of some analysts and some teams. But I think I'll just start things off right from the guy right at the beginning, Christian Yelich. I know he had a good series in Colorado, 3 homers total on the season now, but beyond that, hasn't made a ton of noise. Had a really rough series against the Diamondbacks, going hitless all weekend long. Today going 0 for 4. I think with Yelich, we know there was going to be some growing pains coming back from, I shouldn't say growing pains, but just recovery pains coming back from the back surgery and not having seen live pitching since last July. But now it's kind of getting to the point like, all right, well, when's it going to turn around? I'm not panicking in the slightest, but are we monitoring? Are we worried? Are we just sort of thinking like, all right, give him a few more at-bats? He's only at 65 plate appearances right now to get him back on track.
Well, it's interesting because I think a guy like Christian Yelich, you just don't worry. But, if you've been around and followed, his entire career so far with the Brewers like I have, and you've been around for most of it as well, Dom, he goes through these big stretches and we've seen it before. I can't tell you if it's, an April thing necessarily, or if it's just he needs to somehow get something flushed out of his system. Now, I didn't see this hitless streak on this series coming, especially, he had a pretty good last homestand, and, he had been doing, fairly well, where you see signs that he's going to have some breakout in Colorado, is an opportunity right there too. And then he didn't follow it up. So I'm never worried about him. I think to me, the biggest thing about Yelich is you have to be patient, because it might continue. It wouldn't be out of the realm of his playing history before he gets going again. But here's the thing. When he does, history does say he is not only going to go, but he's going to take you places. So I think that's part of this, run production and lack of run production going on with this team right now. A lot of things just has to start with him in that number 2 or 3 spot in the order that he's been placed in.
I really hope this doesn't stem from his struggles as a designated hitter, right? Some guys aren't great at adjusting at it. Now, he made 26 games as a DH last year. He generally hovers right around that 20 to 30 mark before the surgery, and obviously he's going to go way past that in 2025. So I wonder if that is part of this adjustment period for Christian Yelich. Another hitter. I want to do 2 more hitters, and I want to do 2 pitchers. Rhys Hoskins. He had a double in the first game of this series, but nothing else. Still waiting on his first homer. He has 8 walks, 12 strikeouts, just a .495 OPS, and a walk here. I was halfway surprised, but totally understood why he played today's game, as opposed to Jake Bauers. We've seen him get like those getaway days off, but today, Hoskins, he goes 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, and the hard contact has stepped away. What do you see from Rhys?
Well, I'm not seeing what I like to see, Dom, that's for sure. Yeah, the hard contact, the power is not there yet. This is a guy that is still homerless, which kind of surprises me at this point. The batting average and the ability to get on base for him certainly could be higher. There's no doubt about that. He came into today, 184. But I was really hoping we'd see 240, 250 out of him this year. And the way he has started, that's, he's going to need to get really hot to get close to that, even within a month or so. So, to me, I want to see the home runs. I want to see something driven into the gap. I want to see some clutch hitting, and it has clearly not happened for Rhys at this point. What's he got? 4 RBIs on the season. That's just hard to believe with all the starts that he's had.
And then finally, Joey Ortiz. Joey was my pick to click. Joey's got a .537 OPS at this point in the season. Again, 60-some plate appearances. This is not an overreaction. This is just, we're monitoring, because him and Garrett Mitchell, quite frankly, you kept sitting here saying, well, those guys should be better this season. And so far, they have not gotten off to the starts that they want to. But you have to keep throwing him out there because, well, you don't have another shortstop because they're going to keep Turang at second base for now. And until Blake Perkins comes back, he still has not resumed baseball activities, as we learned this week, waiting another checkup from the doctor. Garrett's going to be out there quite often, probably not tomorrow against Skubal. Those two guys at the bottom half of the order need to find something quickly.
Yeah, it's really something. No home runs and 4 RBIs combined for Mitchell and Ortiz. Ortiz is occasionally finding his way on base. He did again today with a walk and a hit bat, and he stole a base. But I think the bottom line for him too, when I look at his situation, I agree with you. He has to play short every day, and I just certainly hope at this point it's been the message to Joy from within the organization, just play your shortstop position and be that everyday guy and make every play for us out there. And for Garrett, to me, since this guy has not played every single day in the majors or every single day for that matter on most levels here in recent years because of health, I just want to see the guy be some type of producer and hope that power comes back here quickly. I mean, but he just needs to stay healthy and be out there every day, and I think it'll come for him. I mean, I don't think he's struggling at the plate like many of these other guys that we have talked about in this lineup here so far. So I'm hoping that's the plus sign for him.
And then lastly, then I'll get you out of here on this. Brian Hudson. I know today he didn't pitch well on a back-to-back. He had the balk call. The intentional walk, the only out he recorded was a sacrifice bunt today, and he couldn't get the lefty out he was assigned to get in Corbin Carroll. Then the intentional walk to a pinch hitter, and then another lefty gives up a single up the middle. So 6 walks already this year now, too. There's an intentional in there. Brian Hudson trying to see, is he more of a multi-inning reliever guy? Is he a matchup with a left-on-left? Because today he struggled in that role. I think the Brewers are still padding that out.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to figure out how effective and when that point is going to be during the game here right now. I do like your proposal of potentially being, that longer reliever at this point, because you and I talked about how much they could have used that in yesterday's game, and not trot 6 relievers out and have somebody go multiple innings for you. I feel like that's what they're missing out of the bullpen this year. But to me today, it was bothersome seeing Hudson on that balk. I mean, I'm here to tell you, I can't pin a balk if you paid me. But I got that one right today, right away. And you can't make that mistake at this level. You just can't. And so I know mistakes happen and whatnot, but that can't happen.
And because we talked about all 5-6 of these guys, they're all going to suddenly go on a 10-game inning streak. Brian Hudson's going to go on a 10-inning scoreless streak and say, "We told you so." There was never a doubt, right? So that's our jobs here on the post-game radio reaction to all this. Craig Kashawn, appreciate you as always, my friend, and we'll watch a Cy Young Award winner tomorrow when the Tigers come to town.
All right, looking forward to the Brewers coming back home, Dom.
All right, back with more after this. Brewers fall 5-2 right here on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Save big money on your outdoor project now at Menards. That patio you've been dreaming of is more affordable than you think. When you do it yourself, you save. Get free estimates using our landscaping design program in-store or on Menards.com. Save big on the largest selection of concrete landscaping blocks at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Ooh, ma. What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Harbor Freight knows time is money, so for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. Right now, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station. This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you in part by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Spring's here. Today was a pleasant day, actually. Got some golf in this morning. Warmer weather is on the way. So is your AC ready to keep you cool? Right now at Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, you can get $25 off an AC tune-up. But hurry, this deal is only good through the end of April. Visit cider.com to schedule your appointment today. That's SEIDER.com. Couple of texts here as well. This one from Doug. Close to a sweep, but only one win is disappointing. I agree with that. And with nothing from third base, first base, and DH, it's very hard to win. Yeah, another tough day from the corners and from the DH spot, as we talked about there about Yelly. Brian from Tosa. As I said, it might happen with a hangover from yesterday's crushing loss. Somewhat occurred. 0 for 6 with runners in scoring positions. Never going to get it done. Now they get a Detroit team that's playing well and face Skubal tomorrow and Flaherty Tuesday and Reese Olson Wednesday. I mean, this is the front end of their rotation. So how will the Brewers match up against those guys? They're facing another lefty with the Detroit Tigers with their ace, Tarek Skubal. But the thing that I look at, if I'm pointing at, silver linings from this road trip, it's a split on the road trip, right? Where you go 2-1 in Colorado and you go 1-2 against Arizona, and even yet, you could have gone 3-0 in both of them. That's my silver lining. The Brewers did not play to their potential. And the offense faced two very good pitchers the last 2 days, right, with Corbin and with Gallen. And then on Thursday, they had a bullpen implosion that was overdue. But even yet, that offensive performance was what kept them back. And it comes back to the same thing over and over. Freddie was struggling while protecting a 2-0, then a 2-1 lead because the Brewers could not get any offense going. For a long time, from innings 2 through 8, before the little mini rally there in the ninth inning, from innings 2 through 8, do you know how many pitches the Brewers saw with a runner in scoring position? From innings 2 through 8. 8 total pitches with a runner in scoring position. In the second inning, when they had Gallen on the ropes with 1 out and runners on first and second, Turang flies out on the first pitch he saw. That was a well-hit ball, though, and Gurriel tracked it down. And then Chourio, 2 pitches later, grounded out to end that inning. Then you fast forward, they didn't have another runner in scoring position until the fourth inning when Chourio flied out after Turang was hit by a pitch. Then one more pitch in the seventh inning when Yelich grounded out after Turang stole second. Then they did not have a runner in scoring position again until the ninth. And furthermore, they get 3 hits in the first inning. They had 3 hits the rest of the game. It comes back to the offense, and it's not going to be any easier tomorrow against a guy like Skubal, but that's where I'm circling. It's like, hey, this is arguably the healthiest unit of the Brewers, right? I mean, Blake Perkins is on the injured list, but that's the only guy they're missing right now. And with all due respect to Blake Perkins, he's not an offensive force that's going to provide a 4-win season or hit 25 home runs. There is certainly an opportunity for the Brewers to get better. It's 70 or so plate appearances for most of these guys. The next 70 could be a total 180. But when we're at 125 to 150 plate appearances and we see a larger amount of sample size and if the offense still looks like this, that's when you sit here and like, might need to be creative here. Because I bring it up often, but it's true. In 2021, the Brewers had a sample size of previous years with Orlando Arcia, of course, But then a sample size with Luis Urias that said, maybe this isn't the answer. And they went and did something. And they already did something with the Quinn Priester trade. Maybe they sit here in early mid-May, whether it's Caleb Durbin getting called up or somebody from the outside coming in, where the Brewers sit here and say, you know what? We might need to go get something. Might need to jump the gun and get shopping sooner than everybody else. Just something to monitor for these next 3 weeks, because as frustrating as it is to lose a series to a quality team like the Diamondbacks, you get punched in the gut. You have to shake it off quickly, because I'll bring it up again. The month of May is a gauntlet. The Tigers coming up next, they're one of the hottest teams in baseball. Then you get a 3-city road trip. Giants are playing great, 4-game set with them. Then you go to St. Louis. They're not the same as what they once were. That should be a series win for the Brewers. Then you go down to the White Sox. That should also be a series win, but with the way that they've been pitching from the starting side, it's been a revelation from them. Then the chaos begins. In a row, you get Cubs, Astros, Rays, Guardians, Twins, Orioles, Pirates, Red Sox, Phillies. All right, let's see what you're made of real fast coming up here for the Crew. I want to talk a little bit more about Freddie Peralta in the next segment, what went right, what went wrong, specifically about today's game. Then we'll hear from Pat Murphy, and then we'll get ready to say goodnight. Brewers fall today 5-2 to the Arizona Diamondbacks right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
The most common reason pain sufferers come to us is to be able to perform their daily tasks without suffering through them. Grandparents who want to be able to take their grandkids on walks and to the park. Or those that just want to be able to get out of their vehicle with more ease than pain. Rejuvenex pain treatments can help, and the sooner you get to calming down that pain, the better it will be. These are powerful, FDA-approved pain treatments precisely administered with an extremely small needle to get to the root of your pain. And before you know it, you'll feel the anti-inflammatory power of Toradol and the cushioning relief of hyaluronic acid. Positive patient results are regularities, not rarities. And we do this conveniently in office, so it's very easy for you. And we're in network with most insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, which could mean zero out-of-pocket costs for your pain relief treatment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Let's talk a little Freddie. He was human today. He had such a great start to his season. Today does not unravel what has gone so well for him so far this year. I'm Dom Cotroneo. The final line reads 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He threw over 100 pitches for the first time this year, 104 and 58. But the walks, that's what's been the story about Freddie Peralta really his whole career. And they all came, interestingly enough, the second time through the order. He did not walk a batter the first time through. And then they started to be a lot more patient with him. In fact, only one player of 8, because the 9th actually was a sacrifice bunt, 1 of 8, the second time through the order, swung at the first pitch against Peralta. The first time through, that number was still only 3, but they started to get more patient. They started to see, okay, he's relying on the heater today, but when's he going to try to mix in the slider and the curveball? And those pitches were not effective pitches for him like they usually were, specifically commanding the strike zone. Like, he was still getting swings and misses on the changeup. Like, he got 6 swings and misses on the changeup to go with the 6 swings and misses on the fastball. But the curveball still got 4 swings on it, but only half of them went for strikes. Slider, only 1 for 5 went for strikes. So out of 20 sliders and curveballs he threw, only 9 of them went for strikes, and of those 9, 5 of them were swings and misses. Can't only use those pitches as whiff pitches, because if an experienced hitter is able to identify the spin or the change in your grip, the best hitters are able to do that. They know, all right, lay off, because this is always meant to be a chase pitch. I really love the changeup development. I think that's going to be the big key moving forward for him. And if he's continuing to throw around 20% changeups, today was 17%, which is still the highest rate of his career, it's going to make the fastball better. But yet, what makes the fastball better is throwing it for strikes. He had a 61% strike rate on that. We'd like that a few points higher, maybe closer to 70%, which is easier said than done against the lineup like the Diamondbacks that is so strong. But when you go beyond the box score here, and you look at all of these counts that led to walks, okay, the first walk, he was ahead 1-2 on Perdomo. And we said this stat on television. I'll say it again here. I tweeted it too. Today, and over the course of this series, Geraldo Perdomo saw 67 total pitches over the course of these 3 games. He did not swing and miss once. The only quote-unquote whiff was a missed bunt. 67 pitches, 0 swings and misses. That is a world of hurt. So the first walk of the day was to Perdomo. Peralta was ahead 1-2. The second walk of the day was also to Perdomo. Peralta was ahead 1-2. The third walk of the day was to Yuli Gurriel. It was a 2-2 count, and then ultimately lost him 3-2. And then the last walk of the day, when he was out of gas, to Matt McCarthy, 4 pitches. That's when you could tell this was, again, that credit card comment I made earlier, where the Brewers were anticipating Freddie being able to get through 6 because they needed it. Their bullpen wasn't in good shape. They knew McGill was not going to be available. They would like to have stayed away from Payamps, obviously. They would like to stay away from Elvin Rodriguez. They would like to stay away from Grant Anderson right now. I know Grant ultimately had the last couple of outs. But you can't keep throwing Brian Hudson and Nick Mears and Jared Koenig over and over and over again. Those guys are going to run out of gas. That being said, when you pull the pitcher in the 5th inning, every day leads to the next. Every single day. And the bullpen's not going to be in great shape either for tomorrow, too. They're still going to be fatigued going up in a game that the Brewers, they're outmanned on the mound with Skubal getting the start, and they're counting with Tyler Alexander. How much are you going to get out of Tyler Alexander, right? Is Elvin Rodriguez going to follow him as like an opener and a tandem, if you will? That's something to be monitored. But the pitch count and the style of walks that Freddie Peralta had, specifically against Geraldo Perdomo, I tip my cap, man. That's some seriously impressive stuff. I was sitting watching the game with Vinny Rottino, former Brewer, of course, analyst over on FanDuel Sportsnet, of just, man, professional after professional after professional at bat from him. Corbin Carroll's on fire at the top of the lineup card. That double he hit in the 3rd inning, that was at his eyes. I mean, it wasn't even a strike. What can he do? He didn't come around the score, obviously, but it's just little things like that. You want to just say, yeah, we won and we handled it and it was all good, but their focal points came to play today with Carroll and Perdomo. Naylor had a good game, of course, the RBI single with a left-on-left situation. The bottom half of the order showed up today, too. So shake it off, flush it down the toilet, and leave it in Arizona, because you don't got to go back to Arizona for a long time, maybe until the playoffs. We'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy. His press conference is coming up next right here in your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
From sliding framed, semi-frameless, or frameless glass shower doors, to heavy all-glass custom enclosures that can be built to fit any opening, at Less's Glass, we cover all the bases. But our biggest strength isn't only our selection, it's in our installation experience. We've been around nearly 40 years, and you only last that long if your installers leave the job the way your customers expect it to be left. Other places can sell you a glass shower enclosure, and some of those big guys may even be able to do it for a little cheaper. But the question you need to ask yourself is, will the job be done right? So remember, paying for quality only hurts once, but it does feel good when you get what you expect. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers lose today 5-2. Managers had a tough couple of days leading the club, but hey, we're 16 games in to a 162-game season. 10%, essentially, and they're 8-8. Perhaps they'll be better than 500 by the end of the year. They'll need to be, but the manager reacting to a tough loss today and to the series in its total. Here's
the one last night maybe a little bit more, but we didn't have a very fresh pen, and hopefully Freddie, he gave us all he had. I mean, obviously you guys could see what you could see, but we let him stay maybe even a little longer, knowing that our pen was not fresh. So yeah, but that's we had a chance to win the ball game. We didn't, the kid makes the play in left field on Terang's ball. That was kind of a turning point. We could have chased Gallen earlier, but credit to Gallen and credit to the D-backs for being relentless.
What did you see from the at-bats after the first inning?
Yeah, I mean, Gallen was good. I mean, he was in the Cy Young voting last year, so he's a big-time pitcher. He's going to make a few dollars here, and facing him and Burns back-to-back, I think our guys battled, and we put ourselves in a position. Like I said, if the ball falls here and there, they scored a run on a wild pitch, and a ball led to a run, and a hard contact ball in the infield led to a run. I mean, that's baseball. But you got to give them credit. They stayed relentless. They didn't strike out at the end too much. We did. We struck out far too many times. We had some unproductive spots in our order, but you can't just ask Cheerio and Terang to get 3 hits every night. But
Rick, did it look like Freddie, maybe the 80-ish pitch mark? Did it kind of change for him?
I'm not sure. I mean, he threw some pitches, like his last few pitches, 96 at 20. That's a pretty good fastball. So he's got it in the tank, but I think we just couldn't keep going with it. Guys seeing him 4 times is a lot, but and Mears did the job. You don't always get back your walks and hits that ball in. That ball in between Joey and Cheerio, it's got to be caught. I think if you look up on the catch percentage, it's going to be pretty high, but you don't make that play, there's a walk, and we intentionally walk a guy or something of that nature, and you can't expect good teams to not put the ball in play sometimes. So that's what happened to us, and we didn't have much offense after that. We got we got some big guys in the middle not getting results. It's not that they're swinging the bat badly. They're just it's not like they need a big overhaul. They just need to get some things go their way, and they'll be back in it.
We talked about a little this morning about Hudson on no days rest and what he looked last year in those spots. What did you think of him
Yeah, he's got to throw that fastball in the top part of the zone. You know, his extension and all that kind of stuff. When the fastball's at the top, he's good. When the fastball's down, he's not as good. So he's got to learn that. But we had no other choice today. He was fresher than Koenig, and you know, that's why you got to get those short starts kill you. Or you got to have all 13 guys in your pen, or all 13 guys in your staff, you know, be almost capable of leverage, if you know what I mean. You can't have a couple relievers that you can't put in leverage. You know, that really hurts your club and puts a lot of pressure on you on the close games.
That's the situation you're in right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have all the relievers we can put in leverage. You know? I don't know if you see it differently, but I certainly don't. Doesn't matter what you see. I know. You can print that.
That's Murph having some fun with it. I mean, it's true. The bullpen was thin today. That's what happens. You have a guy going a back-to-back that struggles in back-to-backs, and you try to ink out every possible out that you can get out of Freddie, and it doesn't work out, and it backfires on you with the sacrifice fly, and even a ball that, quite frankly, Mitchell didn't get a chance to uncork because him and Churio collide. I mean, little things like that, right? Not having that communication. Dunn's error. Frelick nearly making a great catch in shallow right. Didn't come back to bite them when Pavin Smith hit the bloop double in the first inning. That didn't come back to bite them. Or even like the sacrifice bunt where Hudson and Contreras nearly collided. They got the out there. Just little things were just, and hit the reset button here. You got 3 games till your next off day and try to get things back on track against the Tigers. We'll go around the league. Some big headlines, specifically in the division to talk about as well as we get ready to say goodnight here on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers baseball is here. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Don't miss any of the big games or the superstars. And come back for the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
Hey, John Burke here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at azuraliving.com. It's Azura.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
All right, dust yourself off. Go get yourself a sweet treat. Hang out. Go watch Masters highlights. Whatever you got to do. Forget this game and get ready for tomorrow. 6:40, back at home. First pitch at American Family Field. Our coverage begins just after 6 with the network pregame show. Tarek Skubal against Tyler Alexander. Worth the price of admission. Let's go in to see Skubal, see what the Brewers can do against him. Then on Wednesday, it would be Jack Flaherty. I believe that would be against Quinn Priester. And then finally on Wednesday, it should be Reese Olson against what I imagine could be, or would not be, Tobias rather, but we'll get to him in just a moment. But I imagine That would be, who started on Friday? I'm blanking on my mind. My mind's frazzled. I'm all over the place. That would be, stand by, Quintana. Oh, yeah, because it's been so long since, he can say he's in the rotation now. So, again, it'll be Skubal and Alexander tomorrow. It'll be Flaherty and Priester on Tuesday, and Quintana and Olsen on Wednesday. Off day Thursday. Then the Brewers will probably give the extra day to Freddie Peralta and have him pitch on Saturday against the A's. Have Chad Patrick probably go on Friday, and then following that up with perhaps Tyler Alexander, perhaps somebody else, whoever it may be, come Sunday to wrap up that homestand. Quick news on the farm. We talked about it briefly. Tobias Myers made another rehab appearance today for the AAA Nashville Sounds. He pitched well. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, but a lot of first pitch swings against him, which is kind of the last thing you want to see for a big league starter rehab. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 home run. 60 pitches for 5 innings. I mean, that's how many first pitch swings there were against him. 60 pitches, 42 strikes. Now, the Brewers had said they want to get him at least 1 more, probably 2 more. So perhaps he pitches again next weekend for the Nashville Sounds or somebody else on the farm. But he looks ready. And the velo, touched 95, average 92, 93, right on par with what he is supposed to be. So Tobias Myers' return is imminent for the Crew. Mentioned it earlier. Craig Yoho pitched in that game as well. Another scoreless frame. Also, in the NL Central on the pitching front, some big news today, reported by Jeff Passan of ESPN, that Justin Steele will be out for the rest of the year. Chicago Cubs left-hander. He will have elbow reconstruction surgery. It is not clear if it is Tommy John, an internal brace, something else, but that is a big blow to the Cubs, and they are playing Sunday Night Baseball right now, so Brewers don't see the Cubs until the start of April, first start weekend of May. So no Justin Steele for the rest of the year, and potentially for a good chunk of next year, depending on what he actually operates with. By the way, Cubs and Dodgers, 1-1 in the top of the 5th inning in the finale. Chavez Ravine, Tyler Glasnow against Colin Ray. Ray is already out of the game. He did not get out of the 4th inning after 68 pitches. Elsewhere in the division, the Reds sweep the Pirates 4-0, the winner today. The Pirates only had 2 hits. Hunter Green, man, holy cow. A 0.98 ERA, 8 strikeouts, 7 innings pitched. He was tremendous today as they beat up on Majinski. Also in the Central Division, the Cardinals beat the Phillies, blanked them 7-0. That game moves the Cardinals to 1 game under 500 at 7-8, and the starting pitcher in that one was Matthew Liberatore, and 6 shutout frames for him, out-dueling Zach Wheeler. Once again, the Brewers and the Tigers tomorrow, 6:40 is the first pitch, 6:40 for both Monday night and Tuesday night, and then Wednesday is a noon, 12:10 first pitch. And tomorrow, of course, it's 4-1-4 days, so should be a great time at the ballpark. Hopefully we see you there and at the ballpark at some point this week. And on Thursday at Christian Yelich's home plate charity concert at the Pabst Theater. All the information can be found at visitmilwaukee.com. My thanks to Craig Gashon and to our producer, Evan Witalison. I am Dominic Cotroneo. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night. And until then, keep on swinging.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating,